What am I? Still an idiot sandwich. Because yesterday I was washing my car, right? And usually I don't really wash my wheels. I mean, like, yeah, I'll spray it with soap and water and that's it. But I don't take a brush and like go through every spoke. I don't even apply tire shine because I'm like, it's just gonna get dirty again, so whatever, I don't really care that much. If anything, most of the time I'll just, after I'm done washing the rest of the body, I'll take the wash mitt and I'll briefly go through it. But then I just rinse them and I don't even dry them, right? So I woke up this morning only to find my wheels covered with all these hard watermarks. What is the literal most important part of any car but yet always sucks from the factory? The steering wheel. At least to me, the factory one sucks on this car. I mean, like, yeah, it works as a steering wheel, obviously, right? But there's nothing special about it. Like, right off the bat, it's not even a flat bottom steering wheel. Come on, Subaru. My 2016 Volkswagen GTI had a flat bottom steering wheel. But yet, isn't this car supposed to be sportier and more track oriented than that? And you also sit way lower in this car than the GTI. So I would like to think that having a flat bottom on this car would actually help you a lot with getting in and out of it. And I also heard the factory one that comes on the twins is very prone to scratching, and mine is already scratched actually because of the dealership. Let me go off on like a little tangent here for a sec. I brought this car in to get the break-in oil change at 1,000 miles, and it was free at the dealership that I bought the car from. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'll just bring this in, get it in real quick, and then the next time I'll do it at like a performance shop or more properly. I get my car back, and guess what? There's a massive scratch on my steering wheel. Well, not a massive scratch, but like a deep enough scratch that I see it, and then once I got in, I was driving where my hand usually would be, and I felt it. I'm like, yo, is this a dirt? Is this gum or something? I look at it, inspect it, felt it. I'm like, yo, this is a scratch. I'm like, on a basically new car. And how I assume that happened is because it's on this lower part that when they got in and out of the vehicle, their belt, their tools or whatever probably scratched it. And that's why like I hate dealerships. I don't understand why people like going back to dealerships for any type of work, because I feel like they just don't care. I don't want to bring my car back to a dealership for anything, unless it's maybe like warranty work. Back on topic, stock steering wheel sucks. That's why I replaced mine with this carbon fiber flat bottom one from Rexpeed. And since I don't need this one anymore, I'm just gonna... The install is actually pretty straightforward and, dare I say, easy. I'm a total hypocrite when I say this because I didn't even install it myself. I went to a shop. In my defense, I needed to focus on the filming to get better footage than it just being on a tripod. And also, I didn't bring any of my tools here from New York City when I moved. So yeah, if you want a full step-by-step install, there's a bunch of videos like that out there. But I'm just here to tell you that the install is pretty simple and straightforward. The most important part though is to disconnect your battery first so your airbag doesn't accidentally go off. And also be careful of your clock spring when you take your OEM wheel off. When you do take the factory wheel off, you then have to swap the buttons over to the new wheel. But the good part is that everything just comes off easily, so no worries about breaking clips or anything like that. When you're ready to put the new wheel on, carefully line it up with the teeth and everything just snaps back in. An important note is that after it's all installed and you know your teeth are lined up correctly, you might need to get an alignment. For me, my wheel was a bit tilted to the right while my car was going straight. And even on the Rexpeed website, it says it's plus or minus up to 6 degrees off. So you do need to go get a front end alignment to correct that. Well, you don't have to if you're cool with it, but it's because I have the red top center line. It was bothering me that it wasn't lined up. And if all of this sounds kind of intimidating to you, then just take it to a shop like me. It only takes like an hour at most. So I actually got the matte carbon one with the perforated leather on the bottom here. It comes with a GR badge, but because this is a BRZ, they just gave me a carbon stick on for that. On their website, there's actually a bunch of different combinations you can do. You can either do like suede here to match maybe the seats, kind of like the Alcantara look, and then the top red, that center line, you can have that with a different color. I got red because the stitching in the rest of my seats is also red. But yeah, there's like a million combinations you can do on the Rexpeed website, so have fun playing with that. Just like how I know you people probably are up at 3 a.m. on the Porsche website specking out your GT3 RS, right? Overall, I love this steering wheel, but there are two things that I will admit that I might change for next time. One is I got the matte carbon, right? But it feels kind of weird to me. It almost feels like it's rubber. So I think if I had to do it again, I don't think I would do the matte carbon. I might just do the glossy carbon for like that classic shiny carbon and almost like a hard cold plastic feel. I mean, this still works and it looks great, but it just throws me off. And the second thing is this top center line. I think next time I wouldn't get any center line at all because it's kind of triggering my OCD. because this top center line, right, is supposed to be in the middle. Sometimes when I'm driving and I know like the road may be curved, so I gotta like, in order to go straight on the road, I have to hold my steering wheel a little bit to the left or to the right, and then this isn't top center. So I'm like, damn, like is my alignment messed up? Do I gotta go get another one? But my overall favorite part of this steering wheel is definitely the flat bottomness, because you sit way lower in this car, so getting in and out is kind of like a, I wouldn't say a hassle, but my hip pops every time I get in or out of this car. And then also because this is a manual, of course, when I clutch in and out, my knee doesn't hit the bottom of the steering wheel as much anymore. So that definitely helps. But then also, again, when I'm turning in this car, the flat bottom actually helps with giving me like an extra like hinge to grab onto and turn left and right. And speaking of grab points, the back of this steering wheel, right, like right here, there's actually little ridges, little notches for you to grab into for your finger, like grooves for your finger to go into. The stock one didn't have that. Even the little carbon parts right here, there's like 2 nudges down here, and the 9 and 3 for your thumbs right here, I feel like they're definitely more recessed in than the stock one, so another like deeper grab point. And although I'm not driving this car on the track yet, I would say all these extra features, the notches, the flat bottomness, adds extra leverage and just overall improves the driving experience on a day-to-day basis. I mean, I do have to use the steering wheel every time I get in the car, right? Now, the last big thing for me about this steering wheel is that this is basically plug and play. And for me, that is a big plus. Not just this steering wheel, but just overall any car part in general, whether it's an intake or a speaker or gauges. It being plug and play, not having to jerry rig anything like, oh, the fitment sucks, having to cut this, and then you gotta go out and install these extra clamps and adapters. Is like, no, I just want it to be plug and play to make installation way easier. This steering wheel retains all the OEM features, from the buttons on your radio, your cruise control, and then the buttons to control anything on the dash. All that is transferred over from the OEM steering wheel onto this one, and especially the airbag, because, you know, safety. So to me, this is like a perfect OEM plus upgrade where I'm not getting too crazy, and if I ever sell the car, I can always just put the stock one back on and sell this one separately, because remember, aftermarket parts don't add value. But if you want to get really crazy, I think the next step up would be like a quick release one, but I just don't have a reason or have a use for a quick release one other than for clout. And I would also say I think this is an underrated mod. The first thing everyone does is wheel, exhaust, intake, or whatever, right? But I think a steering wheel, especially on this car because the stock one sucks, I think this is an underrated mod, especially for something that you touch every day. And of course, this isn't something that's going to automatically shave like 10 seconds off your lap time or give a bunch of horsepower to your car, right? But I would say this definitely improves the driving experience, especially for me where this is a daily driver and I have to use the steering wheel almost every day. While the sunset is really coming through, it's shining on my wheels. I don't know if you see it on camera, but they're gleaming. To wrap everything up, I got this steering wheel off of Rex Speed, but they don't just make steering wheels, they also make carbon parts for a bunch of other cars. WRX, BRZ, GR86, Supras. But if you are interested in a steering wheel, go on their website, play with the configurer to pick the exact material, the exact color you want, and spec it out exactly how you want it. Again, there's like a million combinations, so have fun with that. And thanks for watching, and catch you on the next one.